Oh, nah. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm IT, Infinite Theories, building fortunes, futures by revealing prophecies. Now we back with another stream, another video, because I was thinking about something. I was thinking about the future. I was thinking about work, making some moolah, making some money. And I think that remote working is very beneficial for your mental health, very beneficial for life, very beneficial in city life, like when you're in these high traffic areas like Cali, possibly Texas, New York. You know, sometimes you're getting on that train, you're risking the possibility of getting pushed on tracks. You need to be going to work, make some money, and before you know it, your family need to call up some more money for a fucking casket and a funeral. So remote working is something that I'm looking into. This is sort of remote work right now. Sort of. Let's have vlog. But either way, remote working is where I see myself and hopefully you guys as well. Because I want you guys to have fortunes too. Live prosperous life. Don't get pushed in train tracks. All right, so our next video is going to be somebody who went a little overboard. He was doing remote working, but he wanted extra moolah. So he had 2 remote jobs. Let's see what Jake got to say about this. I got caught working 2 remote jobs. So then what happened, Jake? What happened?
So I got caught. I tried to work 2 full-time jobs at the same time, and they found out. And if you're new to this channel, I've made several videos about the 2.
Thought about that. He found out though? Sheesh.
Jobs thing, like working 2 remote jobs at the same time. And I'll link to those videos in the description if you want to learn more about it. I did one on like a Q&A, like most commonly asked questions. And this is one of the most commonly asked questions I get. How did you get caught? I mentioned in one of my videos that I got caught, and everyone wants to know, how did you get caught? How did they find out? In this video, I'm going to tell you the story of how I got caught and then what happened afterwards, because honestly, I could not believe it. Like, it's a freaking crazy story. Before I go on, if you are new here, my name is Jake Farron. I'm a product designer turned YouTuber, turning YouTuber. I still work full-time as a product designer, but thanks for stopping by and consider subscribing. Now let's get into why you're here. How did I get caught working 2 full-time jobs? So
oh yeah, like, subscribe my video too. You subscribe to his too, because apparently he got fired. So I think that you should subscribe to his, subscribe to mine, so we can both have 2 remote jobs and have 2 YouTube channels and have 2 of everything. You know, 2 is better than 1.
Last year, I went out and I started interviewing with other companies, hoping to get a little pay increase. I'd been at my company for a long time. It had been like 5 years. And in the tech industry, that's a long time. People usually bounce around like every 2 years. So at this point, as I'm interviewing with other companies, the idea of working...
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he didn't get fired. I don't know. It's looking real good to me. Real prosperous.
Bounce around like every 2 years. So at this point, as I'm interviewing with other companies, the idea of working 2 jobs at the same time had not even entered my mind. I didn't even know that was something that people were doing, or that it was possible. So I got an offer from one of these companies, and as I was like trying to figure out how I'm going to break the news to my current company that I was going to be leaving, I had the idea of like, wait a second, what if I just don't tell them? Like, I'm fully remote. I just work from home. I'm not that busy. And I'm at a point in my life where I want to make more money. I want to be busier. So that's what I did. I just didn't say anything. I went through the onboarding at this second company, kind of got on my merry way. Things were going great. No one seems to know that I haven't quit my first job. And I'm like super paranoid this entire time that I'm
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be paranoid too. So I don't do that shit, but he getting to that bag.
going to get found out. I thought for sure if I get found out, I'm getting fired immediately. Like, obviously,
immediate termination.
So about 3 weeks in, I get a message from one of my bosses that says, "Hey, Jake, do you have a minute?"
Wait, how long did it take him?
3 weeks in, I get a message from one of my bosses.
3 weeks in. He got a paycheck, right? All right, every 2 weeks, maybe.
That says, "Hey, Jake, do you have a minute?" I'm freaking out. Like, I'm thinking it's over. I am going to lose my job, probably both jobs. So I hop on a Zoom call with him, trying to keep my cool. And sure enough, right off the bat, "Hey, I heard about blank company. Is this true?"
Oh, yeah.
My face goes red. My lip starts twitching. So let's go back and let me explain how they found out. So back when I was interviewing for these different jobs, I was pretty deep in the process with a couple of them when one of my friends came to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in working with me at my company?" He and his boss actually used to work with me at my current company, but I told him I'm pretty deep in the process.
He and his boss worked with him at his current company. They're obviously friends. You can't do that, bro. Stupid. You think people are not people just because they work? They still socialize.
But I'll keep him posted. He used to work with me at my current company. "Hey, would you be interested in working with me at my company?" He and his boss actually used to work with me at my current company, but I told him I'm pretty deep in the process, but I'll keep him posted. I'm probably not interested. So I ended up getting an offer, like I explained, and then I went to him and I said, "Hey, I got an offer from one of these companies that I'm going to take." At this point, the two jobs thing still hadn't entered my mind. Like I didn't know that I
Wait, so he didn't go with his friend, Joe.
was going to be doing both jobs. So then he goes to his boss and tells him, "Hey, Jake accepted an offer. He's not going to be interviewing with us." His boss then went to my current boss, they're friends, we all used to work together, and said,
Oh man, the nigga got salty. How you get salty because he doesn't want to work with you and go tell the other nigga, bro? Come on. Some bitch gossiping shit.
"He's not going to be interviewing with us." His boss then went to my current boss, they're friends, we all used to work together, and said, "Hey, I heard Jake is leaving. That sucks. It's too bad." Well, this was news to my boss because I hadn't told him about the whole two jobs thing. I hadn't told him I was going to leave or that I accepted an offer somewhere else. So that brings me back to my red twitching face. You with me? It's kind of a lot. So I thought I was done. I thought immediate termination.
Immediately fired.
From both companies. I thought that they for sure would have told the other company too. I'm sure they all know each other somehow. I'm assuming the worst. So I came clean. I told them it's true. I got a job at another company, but I've been working both jobs and I don't want to leave. I told them I really like my job here. I like the things that I'm working on. I like the people
God bless you.
that I work with, but I just need to make more money. This new gig is on a fully remote team. It hasn't affected the speed or the quality of my work in any way. I'm at a time in my life where I want to stretch myself. I want to work hard and be busy and make more money. Plus,
Pause. I almost missed that part, but pause. But I get the point of him wanting to make more money. Stretching yourself is some crazy shit. Probably white people language, but pause.
most designers, including him, my boss that I was talking to, and me, do freelance and contractor work on the side in addition to their full-time job to make a little bit of extra money. So what I was doing was basically like a better version of that, like a more consistent version where I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks and have consistent work rather than one-off freelance jobs. So I said all that stuff and then I braced myself. And what he said surprised me. It was shocking to me. He said, "Man, I'm just glad to hear that we're not losing you." I couldn't believe it. Like I genuinely couldn't believe it. He didn't seem to care. And the next couple of weeks after that, I'm like holding my breath, just waiting.
Okay then. See, all they care about is the money. You can work 2 remote jobs, 4 remote jobs. As long as you're able to put in your performance and get the job done, don't give a fuck what you do. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. That's why people like Dan Schneider survive so long. Makes a lot of sense.
For things to blow up, but things went on and nobody seemed to care. I came clean to my team as well, my product managers and some other people that I work with, and told them what I was doing. And they even moved our morning meetings around to accommodate my meetings at this other company.
W company. I don't know what company you're talking about, but I wish I worked there. I may need 3 jobs. I may need 2 jobs. I just can't have one. So make this the lesson to you guys. You can't have one job. No more broke nigga shit. No more brokey shit.
It's crazy. I ended up working the 2 jobs for 8 months, and I was paranoid pretty much the entire time that they would find out and I would get fired. At the end of the 8 months, it was actually at the beginning of 2022 in January, I thought, I'm done. I'd had enough of the 2 jobs. I was too busy, and I quit one of the jobs. And the one company never found out. And I was so scared the entire time, the entire 8 months, terrified. So what are my big takeaways from this whole experience? People aren't watching you as close as you think. There's a principle in psychology that I'm sure you've heard about called the spotlight effect, where we all kind of think everyone is watching us or everyone's.
Nobody cares. Nobody's even watching this right now. All y'all watching this? All y'all watching me? If you are, hope you like and subscribing. Shit.
Worried about what we're doing. Like, my boss is probably talking about me, my coworkers know, but it turns out they're all worried about themselves. They're all trying to cover up how they didn't get any work done that day, or why they didn't show up to the meeting because they went and had a 3-hour lunch.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here. Nobody cares.
Everyone's doing their own thing, and no one cares that much about what you're doing. Another one is just our perception of authority. And maybe it's just me. I have like this irrational or this outsized fear of authority that I'm going to get in trouble. It kind of reminds me in the Gulag Archipelago. So back in Soviet Russia, they would do all these arrests and people would get taken away and sent to these prison camps for like 10 years. And most people, they didn't even have to put handcuffs on them. They didn't kick or scream or anything. We have this fear of authority of like, oh, cops show up, or oh, my boss, or oh, my, these authority figures have such control over us. There's this awesome video. It's from like
Not in America. These niggas be gone. Cops show up, they be running full flats. They be doing fucking the Matrix. They become Spider-Man. Cops show up. They be jumping out of buildings. They be running chasing. They be running full speed, car speed, 25 miles per hour. They be all of a sudden track athletes, Olympians, Olympic hurdlers, high jumpers. Yeah, that's doing all that shit. Don't matter what you are, white, black, especially black people. Black people don't get caught. They don't get fucked because you know why. We all know why. No, BLM.
2012. It has like 14 million views. It's called Never Talk to the Police. And in it, it's a defense attorney, and he gives all the reasons why you should never say anything to the police.
I'm proud to admit on camera and on the internet that I will never talk to any police officer under any circumstances. With all
Fuck 12.
due respect, sir.
People tend to just turn themselves in or tell the truth or confess to things because of this fear of authority. Fear that like, we think everyone knows what we're up to. We think that they're on to us, so we'll just like come clean and say it.
People are stupid. They're very straightforward. They do foolish things. They talk to the police. Now, in my past, and it wasn't exaggerated, I have interviewed thousands of people. I've arrested and dealt with over 1,000 felony, 2,500 misdemeanors, 98% of them conviction rate, 80% of them I don't even have to go to court. Why? Because there's confessions. Because they confess. These people have no problem. The hardened criminals have no problem talking to the police. People like to tell their story.
The last takeaway from me is this principle from Arnold Schwarzenegger, this quote that just rings in my mind, which is break the rules. Not the law, but the rules.
Because rule number 2 is break the rules. We have so many rules in life about everything. I say break the rules, not the law, but break the rules. It is impossible to be a maverick or a true original if you're too well behaved and don't want to break the rules. You have to think outside the box. That's what I believe. After all, what is the point of being on this earth if all you want to do is be liked by everyone and avoid trouble? The only way that I ever got any place was by breaking some of the rules.
So that's it for the video. I hope this story helps you think about your own fears, the stories that
Break the fucking rules.
you tell yourself, the things that you're paranoid about, the things you worry about probably won't even happen. And maybe the opposite would happen if the thing you're afraid of happened. You get it. That's all I got. If you've made it this far, man, I appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe, support the channel. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
All right, guys. So basically, break the rules. That's what I got from that video. Break the rules. get to the bag. Nobody gives a fuck about you. They're not watching you. They don't care about you. You think they care about you in reality? Just focus on yourself. Oh, die! And take it one day at a time. Infinite Theories out.